Hello, lovely Scorpio. I have a question for you. As Scorpios, I feel like you're going to give me the answer. Why is it that everything you buy off Vinted smells like warmed over arse when it comes out of the bag? That's it. For some reason, Scorpio, I feel like you are the people to give me the answer to that question. I've ordered a few things recently and it's the same smell. It's like they've rubbed it all over a horse, or I don't know. Is it the same? Let me know. Let's take a couple of overall energy cards for you, Scorp. What do we need to know for you? We're going to look at love life. We're going to look at, I was going to say life improvement. Maybe we're going to look at life improvement. We're going to look at career and life purpose and any other channeled message that feels like whoo-hoo, coming up for you. Okay, there'll be an extended love reading, as there is every month. So if you like the love reading and you want to hear more, it's the first link in the description box. Overall energy, you get the 9 of Swords, which, although very beautiful, and I premiered this deck for you actually, Scorpio, last month. This is the Mystic Maidens Tarot. Mystic Maidens Tarot. There we go. It's very Scorpio, it's very Pisces. I'm a Pisces, you're a Scorpio. I think we're both going to like it. But the 9 of Swords, let's not forget, is about worry. It's about tension. It's about having things up here in your head. You know, in the Rider-Waite version, you've got someone who's sat with a really nice duvet, a bit like this actually. Head in hands, it's that kind of 4 o'clock in the morning. Lord, I beseech thee, what did I do to deserve this fate? You know, it's that kind of thing. So this is about having something hanging over you, something bothering you, something worrying you. It could have been for the last 9 months, could have been for the last 9 days, last 9 weeks. I'm getting the word oppression. So Scorpio can normally cope with oppression quite well. You know, your card is the Death card. It's kind of the most ultimate oppressive act, isn't it? So I'm not bothered about that. I just think you've been stuck in a mindset and something or someone hasn't helped with that mindset particularly. And you, as a Scorpio, I would say a Scorpio needs a plan at all times. Most Scorpios have a plan B at all times, because be prepared is your motto. And also you kind of know the dark side of things and the dark side of humans. Doesn't mean you've got to live in it. You're not hanging out in the abyss, but you're aware of it. Therefore, you devise a way out. But I feel like the situation you've been in, and this could be in love, it could be at work, it could be a family thing, you haven't had a way out. And that isn't good for a Scorpio's state of mind. Okay? So that energy is kind of knocking around this reading. Now, I'm very glad to say that the second card is the Fool. One, it's incredibly beautiful. I think this is a really good version of the Fool. I probably have over 100 tarot decks, maybe a bit less than that, but it's not that far off. I'm a huge tarot collector and I like that. I like that version, not just because it's female, although this is an all-female deck and I like that too, but because it shouldn't be an all-female deck for the sake of it. And also it has that, I just like the colour, which I think is quite Scorpionic and quite Piscean. It's sort of Neptune-y. I'm at the edge of the world. So Scorpio, the reason you've had this anxiety, you're right to have that anxiety, because your next move, if you want to call it that, in life is going to be a big one. I feel like Scorpio season is going to be a big one for everybody. I feel like it's going to be, we had a Scorpio season back in 2017, I think it was, and 2019. Yeah. I think do we have a full moon eclipse in Scorpio in 2019? I haven't got my moon diaries here, but anyway, it's going to be a big one as we are, you know, October the 21st-ish to, you know, November the 20th-ish. I'm never good on my dates with those, but you know what I mean. Your season, Scorpio, is going to take you deep into life purpose. Why are you here? What do you really want? And are you in the right vicinity to get it, with the right people, at the right time, as far as we can ever be? You know, we can't plan it to a fault. Life, what's it, John Lennon, isn't it? Life is what gets in the way when you're making other plans. A Scorpio is no fool. So you know that stuff comes in, but at the same time, how can you get a bead on this so that you're not actually working against yourself? So then we have this Fool. The Fool is the start of the major arcana. Spiritual big jobs when you get the Fool. Got that lovely, clean 0. But also, it's like an invisible trampoline. You're starting off with nothing, but it's a very beautiful nothing. And it's because there's nothing that the Fool has the innocence and also the faith to be able to go round that major arcana in the first place. You know, the Fool's biggest transition is to move from 0 to 1, as is any biggest transition, ex nihilo as it is in Latin, out of nothing into magicianship, where you have agency and control. Okay? It's getting good. You get the Hanged Man. This is one of, again, the nicest Hanged Man cards ever. And they really vary, Hanged Man. You often get a very good Hanged Man. If I'm buying a tarot deck, and let me know in the comments, Scorpio, if you're buying a tarot deck, which card do you look at? I look at, first of all, the 7 of Swords, then the Hermit, and then I might have a little shifty at the Hanged Man. You have this Hanged Man when you've got the Fool, you're ready to rumble, and you might expect that you would get like Wands cards or, you know, let's go type cards. And the Hanged Man is, let's stay. I know you want to go, and you can feel this kind of rumpus, you know, you can feel that there's something to get, but your wisest move is to just stay where you are. That's what it's saying. Stay where you are for now. Okay, stay where you are for now. Just hang out here. It can be quite irritating to get the Hanged Man, because it usually comes when you're really agitated about getting something else, you know, getting to be where you want to be. This could be that you want a relationship, or you want something to move forward, or you want that particular job or person, whatever. Nice. Nice. Ace of Pentacles. Right. The reason that you have the Hanged Man, which is often the reason that you have the Hanged Man, is because this is not a little thing. This is not small beer, as we say in the UK. This is not minor. This is more of a major thing. That's why you had that. That's why you were in this worry zone. Okay, Scorpio doesn't worry for nothing. You've usually picked up on something, that something is worth worrying about, and you're right. But also what it is that you're trying to achieve, get, attain, whatever word you want to use for it, it means a lot. It's going to mean a lot to you to not get it. It's going to mean a lot to you to get it. It means something. Okay, it's not a passing concern. It's not, oh, I quite fancy that. It's like, I can kind of feel that I'm moving into my destiny here, and I don't want anyone to take me off track. Look at that bad boy. I love that card. I think that, again, I really love this deck, in case you hadn't noticed. I don't have any financial connection to the person who made this deck, but I love her decks. This is probably my favourite now. Probably my favourite. 2 of Wands. This is where you're looking out to a horizon. In the Rider-Waite, you've got the merchant who's got the globe in his hand, and he's kind of, aha, lo, you know, where can I build my empire? And it's, you know, it's been brought up to date here, and it's very Scorpionic. That is a very Scorpionic colour and look. Gorgeous, isn't it? Two of Wands is about dynamically making a decision. Because it's Wands, there's dynamism, because there's fire. Because it's two, there's decisions splitting off this way, that way, you, them, me, you, it, the other one, whatever it is. But it's not something that you can just sit at home and work out. It's something that is going to be worked out sort of as you go along, but also with your instincts being on quite high alert for what can last, what has endurance, and what doesn't. And it may be for a few of you as well that there's something you really, I would say this was about a relationship, that there's, and as I pull that, the Lovers, yeah. For some of you, because the Lovers used to be called the Choice, and for God's sake it's called the Lovers, so for some of you this is about a relationship. And for some of you, you may want it, but you don't know if it's got the longevity. Like, you've got the feels, you know that. You're not really kind of stuck on that, but you don't know if it's got the longevity. Interesting stuff, Scorp. Interesting. Okay. If this is to do with career for you and you're looking at a sort of branching off, I feel like there's something very powerful. There's like a way that you could go that's very powerful, but you feel it's quite risky. Eight of Wands. This is great. I love the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands means momentum. You can see it. That's why this person is running. And the birds are representing communication, which the Eight of Wands is. There's going to be some communication coming in, I think, in Scorpio season. Not necessarily actionable right as soon as you get it, but over the next 2 or 3 months after that. Okay? This Eight of Wands could be an official letter. It could be, if this is about a relationship, it could be a text message. It doesn't matter really the form of communication, although I love a letter, but you know, that's because I'm old and those days are gone. Yeah, let me show you the cards here with the other camera. So what I do like is that, sorry for the interruption, we had the Eight of Wands and then my phone went off. Ha ha ha! You're like, so soon? Okay, so the Lovers, the Choice, which this is a major arcana choice. That is very similar to the Lovers, but it's a minor arcana choice. So this is more about the sort of pedestrian, everyday, close to now type details. The Lovers is a bigger, usually about a love relationship, but can be about anything that you love. This is more about sort of, instead of just being this one or that, like I said, it's not that binary. It's more, do I lean towards this? Do I lean towards that? It's a bigger road, and it's a less obvious divide between going one way or going the other. And in some senses with the Lovers, you're almost creating the new path as you go along. Okay? Interesting. Oh, wow. 10 of Cups. That's gorgeous. Mars in Pisces, the 10 of Cups. This is the glitter, the unicorns, you know, the happy fam. It's very 2.4 kids or whatever, which of course these days we have more modern concepts of this. It could be me, you and the dog, me, you and 10 kids, me, you and just me and you, or just me or just you or whatever. But this is a stable future. It's like what you want. It's the stability. It's your kind of, the way you would draw a happy I was going to say happy finish, the way you would draw a happy ending, okay? And we are all now very individual. It's less conventional than it was, not completely, but less. That's better. So this Eight of Wands is wanting to move towards happiness. And I like that it's come under this Nine of Swords. And I like that there's a progression. It's not linear. It's not just 1, 2, 3, 4 and you win at 5, you know. The Fool is very much beginning a cycle. That's why the Moon is there. It's not beginning a linear track. It's beginning a cycle. And the Hanged Man is this sudden kind of realization that you're not going to move as fast as you thought. Okay? You've got your Ace of Pentacles, but it doesn't matter because you're looking for something that's really got good foundations. The Two of Wands, you start looking at choices, but not in a kind of life-changing way. Then the Lovers. All along, the Lovers is here saying you are leaning one way or the other, but you won't know yet what that is. The Eight of Wands is someone communicating, some form of communication and momentum that drives it forwards towards the Ten of Cups, which is very good news. It's nice to see that there. What could be an obstacle, please, for Scorpio? What could be an obstacle? Look at that. There's the obstacle. Okay, the Five of Cups. Yeah, fair enough. Five of Cups is a 5, so it's a disruptor. The number 5 is a disruptor. This is a card that talks about what you need to let go, whether it's how you saw this happening versus how it's going to happen. It can be you get what you want, but not how you want it. You get who you want, but not when you want them. You know, it's things that don't fit into your precise plan or picture. And also, for a few of you, a relationship, I think, that had all the hallmarks of being, and this could be in the past already, but all the hallmarks of being right, but something stands in its way. Oof. Oh, I like to see this card. Oh, how I like to see this card. Right, Justice. Lush. Justice, of course, the Libran card, but more importantly, we've got the Scales and we've got the Sword of Truth. With this Hanged Man that you've got above here, while you're in abeyance, and this could be while you're in separation from somebody, while you are waiting about a job offer, there's some kind of waiting period. And this is about what actually gets done, in inverted commas, during that waiting period. There is weighing things up, putting things to the Sword of Truth, considering things, not making assumptions, not moving too quickly. You know, really taking things sort of day by day about your situation, but also very carefully dissecting everything so that you, and this is not the same as worrying, okay, because worrying puts you into a bit of a sort of tiz. This is carefully and maybe slowly observing and dissecting someone's behaviour or your behaviour or the whole situation as you see it. We get the Knight of Cups coming in with this Ace of Pentacles above, and I'm liking this for you because the Knight of Cups is an offer, and it's usually an offer that has been upgraded a bit because the Page of Cups is your initial offer, and the Page of Cups has that energy of being an opener, of being junior, of being somewhat clumsy actually. The Knight of Cups is when the Page sort of learns a bit more, goes off, gets a decent horse, you know, a decent outfit, maybe brings the cup, brings, in this case, the sword, which is really interesting because you're nobody's fool here and you're not going to be romantically swayed. Anything that anyone says to you in this situation, you are going to put to the Sword of Truth, no matter how much in love with them or it you are. Yeah, look. 10 of Wands. If there is a tiresome burden connected with this person, you will not be interested. Not in the way that you were before. Yeah, look. Oh my God, that's so good to get. you get the world. Let me just take me out a second. You get the world and you have the Fool as well. You're in a whole cycle. It's a whole new cycle, but it's also a new cycle and you've changed as well. There's been a click, there's been a shift, there's been a paradigm shift. You won't carry the baggage of this situation, even if you want to. You know, even if you're inclined to. It's a wisdom that's going to stop you. I was just going to say we haven't had the Judgment card. And there it is. Okay, Judgment. Fine. This situation, I'm getting the word recycled. And literally, it could be a cycle you've experienced before. Okay? So just know that this time around, because Judgment is always this time around, next time around, you have changed. You're not afraid anymore. And when you're afraid, apart from the fact that it physically constricts blood vessels and oxygen to things and all the rest of it, emotionally, it stops you having choices. Scorpio, you now will have empowered choices around either this relationship or whether you are moving into a new career area or something that's very, very close to you and dear to you, or any kind of progression. You will have wisdom that you didn't have before. But also it's really important that you believe in yourself. And I know that's something you get on mugs and tea towels and you've got this and all that stuff. I'm talking deep, hardcore belief in the most difficult and messy sense. Because Scorpios are good at this as well, especially when it's in your season. It's about you getting down and dirty and evaluating and doing some shadow work, I suppose, evaluating your own origins and about why you want what you want and what it can do for you and how you might stand in your own way. In the extended reading, I'm going to look at some shadow cards for you about how you might be standing in your own way. I'm also going to look at a little reading for your person, the person on the other side of this, because they're not entirely showing up here as an individual. So I'm going to do some digging around about that as well. Okay. If you want to join me for the extended, I'm going to go and do that now. And it is the first link in the description box. Leave me a comment, Scorpio. I love this reading for you. It's about time. Namaste.